Well, right then. I'm Hupfen, and this is Oxygen Not Included. It's an ant colony kind of survival simulation type thing. It's made by the same people who made Don't Starve, so it has that similar survival gameplay, similar art style, kind of cheerfully headed to their doom. It's currently early access beta. It's been in alpha for a while, and now it's in beta. It's still relatively rough in certain areas. You can kind of tell where things are missing or not complete yet or not polished, but it's still pretty robust, still a pretty solid game. So we are going to start a new colony, generate our nice random asteroid, and we're just going to try to survive as long as possible. There isn't really a win condition to this game yet, so we are just going to try to go for, let's shoot for having 63 of these duplicates in the whole colony, which is a ton. We're probably going to fail, but we're going with 63 because if Wikipedia is to be believed, that is how many rabbits there are named in Watership Down. Which, aside from me having a bit of a rabbit obsession thing, that's also a good source to work off. There's a lot of colony collapse related stuff in that game, or in that book rather, and a lot of colony collapse stuff in this game as well. So nice lineup. So we have these duplicates. They all have their set of attributes, and they all have special traits, and these are kind of the important parts. Their additional stuff kind of matters as well, especially with their stress responses, because the duplicates can get stressed out and then do things that you don't want them to do until they calm down. We're just going to reshuffle all of these because I didn't really like them, and you can do that. You can reshuffle to your heart's content. So we have Ren, who's a grease monkey, really good with tinkering, really good at cooking. That'll be helpful early on. But he's going to get sick constantly. That I'm okay with. Let's see, we have Otto. Really slow. A little bit of construction, a little more cooking. We don't need another chef. So Marie, just everything, +1 everything. But narcoleptic. So I've had some colonies before. You saw, if you're really paying attention, there's one on the menu. Narcoleptic is a really bad thing to deal with. I really don't want to deal with that. Gastrophobia, cannot cook, but we have a cook. Even though Bubbles has +4 cooking, that's an annoying contradiction. I dislike that, but we're going to go with it. And then, which one do we have here? We have a narcoleptic, so let's re-roll. Lot of good attributes. This is a very well balanced duplicate, but a high. Well, they actually all have the same decor expectation of 10, and the food quality expectation is all the same. Different stress responses slightly. And Catalina can't research, but that's okay. We have Bubbles, we have Ren. We will get more. Of course, if we're gonna base this on Watership Down, we should rename our duplicates. So you are now Hazel. Bubbles. Let's go with Bluebell. I don't remember most of the personalities in Watership Down, so we're probably being completely contradictory with how they actually are. And you could be Pipkin. And so what is, yeah, Sandleford, which you can go with either Sandleford or Frafa, depending on whether you expect your colonists to die from gas issues or from just war. But again, I've had a few colonies. My expectation is we're going to die of gas issues. So let's go. And here's our new home. The crew has awoken miles beneath the surface of an unfamiliar asteroid. Oddly, they have no recollection of how they got here. It's a video game. That's how they got here. So we are going to immediately pause not go super speed, pause, and take a look around. We have a little water reservoir right down here. That's brilliant. We have a bunch of wild food right over here. Another water reservoir. That might be a little annoying. Or we might want to hit this one first. You'll have to kind of make a plan with this. It's a little difficult to get a sense of where you want to go immediately. So water up here, but a lot of copper ore, some coal, a lot of consumables there. A decent amount of algae, and all the oxygen, almost all the oxygen we could really want. This is a little low concentration. How dare you? Because as the game's name implies, oxygen is not included. It is something to be very concerned with and focused on. So, how shall we begin? Well, let's dig. You have a couple tools that you can use, dig, harvest, prioritize. You can tell, priorities for everything. So we are going to dig this out. We're going to head towards this water reservoir. This is going to be our main water source for a little while. Then we will probably plunge into this as we go. We're going to want, one water tank that's dirty water, one that's clean, for later on, because the duplicates do soil water. They're going to consume oxygen, give off carbon dioxide. We have to basically handle all those things and be able to recycle. And we can also go ahead and build things, which we're going to have them build a couple storage compactors. And of course, we then need to tell it what to put into the elements filter. What to put in that storage compactor. So they're just kind of digging away. We're going full speed right now. And of course sand falls and you have to tell them dig up the sand that fell that I told you to dig earlier, but so it goes. And now they're all done. You have to tell them to sweep up. You have to tell your duplicates to do just about everything. They're very high maintenance creatures. But we have access to the water now, which is very nice. And we're going to build a ladder. Let's put it over here. So we have plenty of access to the algae. Algae is going to be very useful as we start having to generate our own oxygen. Right now we don't have to because we have oxalite. This is just a rock, and it gives off oxygen. So that's very helpful. It also goes away, and it does so sooner than you want it to. This one's inert for whatever reason. And it really only exists where you start. There are different areas as you go further from your spawn point. There's chlorine gas. That's kind of concerning. There's ice. It's got a good climate mix, and we can start looking at overlays. Like this is oxygen, so this is a little light, a little less breathable, but it's still pretty good, pretty solid. Starting to see some CO2 appearing because they're respirating. We have no power grid, temperature overlay. Yeah, see, it's really cold over here and pretty warm over here. But it's nice and temperate where we start. So that's lovely. We got a little bug up there. We'll deal with that later. Then yeah, thermal comfort, like body heat retention, body heat loss. Vacuum, you apparently keep your heat. I don't get it. Lighting, liquid plumbing, gas plumbing, decor. And then prioritization. Decor can be a little bit annoying, just because, if you think Maslow's whole hierarchy of needs, really you should, not care about decor so much, but some duplicates really care about decor. And it kind of gets annoying when you're not really prepared for it. So we'll speed up our construction a little bit. Keep sweeping. Jobs. Everyone is able to do the things that we need them to do. Eventually we'll get a research station, and then who was it? Pipkin won't be able to research. That's fine. You know, Pipkin will do other things, although Pipkin can't seem to do anything right now. So let's give you a priority. Let's give you something to do anyway. I have to remember which one is speed up and which one is pause. Outhouse. Someone, build an outhouse. You can, you guys can take turns with the ladder and the delivery and yada yada. The outhouse we kind of need. You need food, you need toilet, you need all the usuals. Let's see. Let's dig this out, make it a little flatter. We don't want to dig this out though, because then the water will flood in, and that's no fun. And now that we have access to this area, not a massage table, a cot. 1, 2, 3. Actually, let's set them up to build a fourth. These mean they have somewhere to sleep. Having somewhere to sleep means people will be not particularly grumpy. Alright. You all need something to do. That's a little bit of a challenge right out of the gate. It's just taking care of requisite tasks. And this hatch is kind of wandering around. I don't think it could go down the ladder, and it doesn't really antagonize your duplicates. They just kind of wander around, they eat your supplies. And if you kill them, you get meat. So you want to kill them because then they won't eat your stuff. You want them to not eat, you want your stuff. That's kind of the point of having stuff. So let's speed up through the night. And we're in relatively good shape. We've got cots, we've got a good amount of oxygen. Let's worry about food. We don't have food yet, and that's because we don't have metal. We're kind of short on metal. So let's climb up here, and then we'll set a dig job for the algae, and we'll set a dig job for all of this. Get plenty of metal. Yeah, folks need to eat. Folks gotta eat. Folks gotta poop. We are going to want... Where is it? Plumbing. We're going to want a place to put the poo after a while. We don't need it right now, but the time will come quickly. So we're going to deprioritize this just a little bit, because we don't need the algae right now, but we will. So skills are going up, people are getting goods. This oxalite is starting to consume itself. Let's see. This bit is actually pretty good, but this cot is just ripe for danger. It will be fine ultimately, just because it will sort of hover, and then we'll put tile underneath it. Tile is actually pretty good because it ups the decor very, very lightly, but it is a +5, helps your duplicates move a little faster. So let's actually have them build that out and build that out. That again will get us a little bit of algae. Let's set a dig job for all of this as well, because there's a bit of coal, or a bit of dirt. Yeah, there's some coal here. There's some copper ore, which we need, but we have enough that we can build a micro muncher. But first we need a generator. You know, you need power to operate your colony. So we put one in there, put the micro musher right next to it. So now this is all tile. They'll move nice and quick along here. This oxalite is just going to kind of sit there. We have access to water. We will gradually build this out, probably dig it a little deeper, or just like wait until we consume more water. Insufficient oxygen generation. Well, we don't need it yet, is the thing. We do need electrical wire between those. I just like the sound now. So we'll build that wire, and then you know we can set up some mush bars, which are just dirt and water, but it's food. In order to make the food, we need power, and actually we should set up a little battery and some wire, so it doesn't matter when someone is running. Bluebell is just doing the Lord's work right now. But we want to generate power when it's convenient, drop it into the battery, and then create our mush bars when it's convenient. So you know, you don't want your duplicates getting stressed. Stress is the mind killer. Stress is the little death. That illustrates that I don't remember how that quote goes. So yeah, this hatch is probably gonna eat some of our copper ore, some dirt. Except actually it can't hop this, so we have trapped the hatch. What just happened up here? What is going on here? The hatch is drowning. Drown the hatch. So this I kind of didn't see coming, but alright. I guess it broke through the sand. And now we have a little reservoir generating itself. That's kind of cool. That could be useful. We're gonna have to either plumb it or just get clever with creating vents and drains. Either way, it's something to worry about a little later, not essential right now. So yes, we have unrefrigerated food because we don't have the concept of refrigeration. We don't know that's a thing yet. We do have the ability to build a research station, which that will be very valuable very soon. So let's get that going. We need to queue up some food fabrications. We have a next duplicate coming pretty soon, so let's get ready for that. This oxalite is probably going to use itself up in short order. But we're not going to touch it until we have to. We're going to let it run itself out. Alright, so the research station is ready to go. Let's go with farming. It's a good place to start. You can kind of see the tech tree is a little bit flat. This is one of those points where I mentioned it's like not a lot of progress on certain areas. It is still early access, it's still beta, but that's fine. You know, you don't need to have everything available immediately, and indeed kind of helps you to prioritize a little bit better. So that bit of oxalite is gone now, up by the barracks. And we're pushing out food. We're kind of set. We're done there. Let's see. storage compactors. These are said to have just everything, but I don't know, it looks like we don't have any of certain material. Keep telling them to sweep up. Because we are going to need that stuff. Yep, that oxalite is used up as well. This one has just never gone off, and this one's about to use itself up. So we will eventually want to dig down into here and gather these bristle blossoms, mealwood, plenty of little plants. Ah, we have our new duplicant. Alright. So, who do we have available and who do we want to take? We can't re-roll these. These guys we're stuck with. So we have Harold, +5 digging, +7 medicine, pretty good in that whole domain. Cannot cook, oh, that should be okay. Won't be the only one. Turner, nice and athletic, good with tinkering, so he'll be handy with machines. Yeah, Grease Monkey gives that. Can eat just about anything without getting sick, although it takes a little longer in the toilet. All vitamin kiss, so won't get sick from food, but could get sick from anything else. It's a little annoying, but we'll see. Then Gossman, amphibious, so we'll go through water no problem. But a tiny bladder, so more like Grossman. Am I right? I'm not right. Let's take Harold. Let's throw Harold into the mix. Obviously we're not going to call him Harold. Let's go with Bigwig, because I like his hair. So we're going to print out Harold, and we are going to call it there for today. When we come back next time, we'll have Harold start to contribute to our little colony, work on a little bit more research, a bit more of the basics that we're going to need for this place to thrive. But until then, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, a like would be appreciated. Subscribe doubly so. Either way, ta-ta for now.